Here it comes from the famous Konig Wheel Studios. It's The Hype Is Right.
Hey guys, I'm Joey Redman. I used to be the founder of Wrecked Magazine. I built SEMA cars, one that's even been featured in the Konig Wheels booth. And now I mostly sleep and feed my daughter all day.
I'm Alex Gelina, aka Gels, from Fitment Industries, and I'm one of the marketing operation leads here at Fitment Industries.
What's up guys, I'm Kevin Parlett from Apex Garage. Also, I'm the multimedia manager at VP Racing Fuels.
Thank you VP number one, woo!
And I race in Global Time Attack and Gridley.
What's up guys, it's Nick Novak. I drive the COROWorks E46 in Formula Drift Pro Spec, and today we're going to be talking about some cars.
Underhyped.
I would have to argue that and say that the hype on them is probably just about right.
I think it's just trying too hard, so I'm gonna say overhyped.
Too hyped, just right, or underhyped. Is there a fourth option? Because that's what I would go with for that car. Overhyped, and definitely not just right.
So I think a lot of people would say that the 3000 GT is underrated, but
I think it really suffers from the lack of lineage in modern day cool cars of Mitsubishi.
It's not 1890 anymore, it's modern day.
I don't really have a lot of experience with it, but as a Subaru guy, Mitsubishi already sucks. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a wannabe 300ZX that kind of also looked like a early 90s Camaro or something.
They can look cool. But 98% of the time they don't. It looks to me like it's an attempt to rival the Corvette. It's got similar body line.
Like everyone knows what the 3000 GT is. They know that they had a lot of tech that came with them right out the gate. They were a little bit ahead of their time.
They're cool, they're all-wheel drive. They are heavy, like I did fault the 300ZX for, but Mitsubishi can't do better, guys.
I think the hype is pretty much just right on them. I don't think they're overhyped yet. They possibly could be in the near future if that price really starts to skyrocket.
Never, ever, ever overhyped. If anything, it's underhyped.
I honestly think that they're a little bit underrated.
Just right for the hype.
I'm gonna go underhyped.
These things are awesome. I mean, for the price point and what you're getting, look at it. It's beautiful. Like, it really does not get any better than that. And of course, it's got some Konig wheels, which are beautiful.
It's a rally legend. I really like these cars.
I've seen a lot of these start to pop up recently. I think the 2.5 RSs are insanely cool, and honestly, I think they get kind of forgotten about a lot.
I think if you step outside the rally bubble of the automotive scene, people don't really care about them. You think of GC8, you think blue, the bronze wheels, Colin McRae, but it's not like an achievable build that I think of buying, and therefore I think it's underhyped. I think they're hard to come by.
I think the biggest problem is they came with that turd of a motor. So unless you get like the really expensive STI version, do a swap. I bought it for $5 grand. It was already done. Parts are really readily available. They're pretty cheap.
Subaru obviously has a lot of heritage in the world of like rally racing, and I think the GC8 just holds that story very well. They can turn out to be some pretty fantastic builds, and we've started to see some pop up here and there, even when we were at like Gatlinburg last year.
It's iconic, it looks great, it's got all of it.
I look forward to snow. Everybody else is like, oh no, it's snowing. I'm like, yes, it's snowing. I'm taking my Subaru in the snow.
It's severely underhyped.
Is just right.
Definitely something different. So yeah, I'd say they're a little bit underrated.
Is just right, if not underhyped a little bit. I know people hype those up a lot, but
I love these cars.
Aw, thank you.
BMW said, hey, let's take our Roadster, put a hardtop on it, but wait, let's take the rear end of a wagon and put that on it.
I always thought they were kind of awesome, but it was like BMW basically made the perfect car no one was asking for. BMW is like, what car does nobody want that we could make the best version of? And that's kind of what the M Coupe is.
I think the fact that you never really hear much about them tells me that they're a little bit underrated in a sense. I think they look absolutely killer. They're a very unique looking car.
Those things are awesome. They're awesome road race cars. They're awesome autocross cars. They're awesome to go out on a date in. They're awesome to go get groceries in. Might not fit much in them, but those are just awesome all around cars.
It's a unique car that nobody makes an equivalent of today. It's such a cool piece of BMW history.
And it will always have a special place in my heart.
Let's go through some of the worst ones on this list. The Mazda RX8.
Just recently picked one up for myself. I can honestly say that they are completely underrated.
I think the Mazda RX8 is underhyped.
Slightly underhyped.
I don't know. I can't even like give it a underhype, overhype, because I don't think anybody hypes them.
I love my RX8, so I picked up a 2004 S1 RX8, even though they get a little bit of flack. And honestly, the whole RX8 in general gets a lot of flack because of the Renesas engine.
Look, it's not a sexy car. It doesn't make 400 or 500 horsepower like all these cars people want today. It's a great chassis. It's amazing on the track. And if you can get over the fact that it has a terrible rotary engine that's not going to make it 60,000 miles.
And yes, like you do need to keep an eye on them.
I will have eyes on you.
And they are a little more finicky, but seriously, go drive an RX8 and you will fall in love with it. I promise. They're like just super smooth.
I think it would be a lot cooler with something else swapped in. You know, something like turbo M50 BMW engine would be pretty cool. I think the chassis itself is very capable.
They had their place for like a couple years in the autocross world, and I have not seen them since.
Where they at?
I think as long as you're willing to be bold, experimental, and work on the car, you can look at putting a 2J in it, you can look at putting an LS in it, and it just makes way more sense than a lot of other platforms. And it's unique, and like I said already, it drives great on the track.
I think that they're gonna come back in a big way, and people are really gonna start to scoop them up again.
I don't know that I've ever met anybody who owns one who was like, yeah, this is the car I want. I'm gonna race this and be happy with it.
Who put this on the list? Is this even a thing? It's overhyped.
Honestly, I think the hype on these ones are just about right.
I think the hype is right, generally.
I'm not gonna say it's underhyped or overhyped. I'd probably say that one's just right.
Like not a ton of people talking about them, but like you never not hear anything about them either. There's like a specific group of people that really enjoy these cars and enjoy like a lot of those cars from that era. I think it's really cool.
For the 5 dudes that own them on YouTube that are watching this, I'm sorry. Maybe even be 2 dudes that own them. Sorry guys, they suck.
I have nothing personal against them. I just don't like the way they look. Nothing really appeals to me. They look like they've always been out of date.
They're kind of pretty in this like early 90s, I'm not a Skyline, but I want to look like something cool type of style. I drove one once around Barber Motorsports Park and was impressed by how fast it was, and then not shocked by how terrible it was once you get to a corner.
They're not that fun to drive. They're really big and heavy. I don't even think they have a lot of motor support. You don't want one.
All right, that's all I got. Go get a Subaru or a BMW. If you like the other cars, good for you. That's awesome. They're kind of ugly and they're kind of slow, but do what you like. That's what this whole thing's about. Doesn't matter what we say in this video. It's cars. We love cars. If you love cars, we love you. Same with Konig, because Konig makes wheels for everything. Boom, end of story. Wrap.